Good evening. It's still 31 January 2012. I am still warning 616 two wolves, perhaps a bit obsessed about tsunami issues. But I wanted to make a third video tonight because several pieces of information have come to me of late. I'm a great believer in synchronicities and prophetic undertows, as it were. Let's have a look at this month's issue of the National Geographic. February 2012, National Geographic. May not have seen it as yet, eh? Okay, this is a picture of Haystack Rock in beautiful Cannon Beach, Oregon, on the Oregon coast. And incidentally, these houses are within the tsunami evacuation zone. That's a bit of an odd cover photo, and then let's look at the title. The Calm Before the Wave. Where and when will the next tsunami hit? Are they suggesting possibly Cannon Beach? Okay, we're going to come back to that in just a moment. Let's just review. Firefox search or Google search. Search results for Oregon coast earthquakes. Okay, well, we know. Here's a warning by Stuart Swerdlow from last year. Oregon coast warning. Tsunami warning. Beach closed. Oregon coast. 5.9 earthquake. Remember these last fall, eh? Several of them right off the Oregon coast with the volcanic EQ anomalies off the Oregon coast. Oregon coast 3/11/11 after Japan earthquake and more. Okay, I wanted to go back here. Now I'm going to take a moment and I'll show you how I first became alerted to this story. Cannon Beach Gazette, article written by Mary Faith Bell, January 18th. Cannon Beach makes waves in National Geographic. Now I'll just read it to you quickly. Hot off the press, Cannon Beach is featured in the February 2012 issue of National Geographic magazine in an article about tsunamis. Locals will recognize a beautiful two-page photo spread of cedar-clad houses facing Haystack Rock and the blue horizon beyond. Cannon Beach is the cover art for the article entitled The Calm Before the Wave, Where and When Will the Next Tsunami Hit? In shocking contrast to the opening scene in Cannon Beach, the next several pages of the article are a fold-out, accordion-style photo of devastating, debris-strewn tsunami waves plowing over the once idyllic Japanese beach town of Takata. Well, I can't. Riku. Okay, sorry about my lack of pronunciation. The National Geographic article compares the Cannon Beach inundation map available at Cannon Beach City Hall and all over town to the actual inundation map of the Japanese city of Sendai, where waves washed up more than 2 miles inland. Okay, what's really odd about this article is that despite that this is a picture of Cannon Beach, somehow is certainly an analogy being drawn between Cannon Beach and the Fukushima area. Jin Sato is the mayor of a town that no longer exists. That is how this article opens. And let me just say that most of the article concerns itself with the tsunami in Japan, tsunamis in general, the history of tsunamis, and there's really only very little said about Cannon Beach itself. We go about 2/3 of the way through the article when they finally say, they mention the Cascadia subduction zone, 600-mile long offshore fault that runs from northern California to southern British Columbia. Okay. When the fault does rupture, most agree the earthquake could be as large as the one that hit Japan last March, and the tsunami could reach the coast in 20 minutes. A lot will depend on the season, says Nathan Wood, a geographer with the USGS in Vancouver, Washington. The Pacific Northwest coast is sparsely populated for the most part, and many people are less than a mile from high ground. But in the summer, there can be 100,000 people on the coast. We could have tens of thousands of deaths. In Washington, there are tsunami evacuation signs, tall towers on the beaches to broadcast warnings, and tsunami information booklets in hotel rooms next to the Gideon Bibles. But evacuation centers are sparse, and not everyone has access to high ground. Ocean Shores, a resort town that NOAA lists as tsunami ready, lies on a narrow peninsula with no high ground and just one 2-lane road to safety. 5,500 people live there year-round, many more in summer. One evening last summer, I drove around the town with Jody Bourgeois, a geologist at the University of Washington. These people are toast, soggy toast, she said glumly. Toast? Soggy toast? That's really not how we like to think of ourselves here on the coast of Oregon and Washington. Okay, we're just going to take a break from that. I just want you to think about it. And this is somewhat related, again, making a clear correlation between the Oregon coast and the Fukushima area. Friend Red O'Leary, very neat lady from our group, sent me an email, posted in my comments the other day. Here's what she said. Hello friends, here's a link for a live symposium next month in Oregon regarding Fukushima. I hope many of you will attend and submit your concerns to the panel about the effects on our coasts, livelihoods, etc. Blessings. Okay, the link that you'll want is http www.willamette.edu/events/Fukushima. I'm just going to show you a little bit about this upcoming event, which will be live streamed from Willamette University. So if you go to, again, Willamette University, I'm sorry, it's late, www.willamette.edu/events/Fukushima/schedule. There it is, and there's a really good listing of upcoming events. Beginning Friday, February 24th, the Consul General of Japan will open the symposium. It will be held at Willamette University in Oregon, and it will be live streamed, and you can certainly join in and submit your comments as Red suggested. Thank you, Red, for bringing this to our attention. There will be quite a lot about the tragedy in Fukushima, the impact of the Fukushima disasters on the Japanese people. On the next day, Saturday, February 25th, information flows and risk analysis in the aftermath of the crises. This person, Maya Holmer Nadasen from ASU, will be speaking on lessons from Fukushima. Governments and the media will deceive the public and withhold vital information, leaving citizens to create informal information sharing networks. Okay, there you go. And then there will be quite a bit thereafter, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of discussion about how this could or will apply to our own North American coast. So that's all I've got for today. I'm going to take a break and continue to pack. Thanks again for your attention. Please think and pray about these things, especially if you live on the Pacific coast. Please be ready with a backup plan. As Dutch has always taught us, don't be scared, be prepared. Or as I would now be saying, be prepared. Thanks very much. It's Warning 616, 2 wolves out. Woo!